Hi, and welcome to the Pilates Collective. I'm excited to bring you these videos to help you on your pathway to better posture, pain-free life, and better mobility. I'm Stacey Sharp, and I've been a Pilates teacher for 14 years, and I'm here to guide you through the foundations of your new Pilates journey. These videos are designed to take you through basic Pilates movements step by step. Through these videos, I want you to focus on connecting your mind to your body, and where possible, not to watch the videos, but simply use the guidance of my voice. Okay guys, we're going to start by bringing your body down into the reformer. We're going to start by taking a nice deep breath in through our nose and out through pursed lips. I want you to continue with that nice slow breath, focusing into the deepest back part of your rib cage and allowing your body to relax down into the carriage. Allow your tailbone to sit heavily, allow the back of your rib cage to sit heavily, and allow your collarbone to open into the shoulder blocks. We're going to take the hands up to the ceiling. Palms will be facing in towards each other, nice long reaching fingers. Again, I want you to open up your collarbone and feel the heaviness of the shoulders into the carriage. Now, as you take that deep breath in, I want you to lengthen your fingertips up to the ceiling. Let those shoulder blades separate. And then as you exhale, draw those shoulders back deeply into the carriage. As you do this movement, I also want you to think about that placement of your rib cage. Don't allow the rib cage to move. Keep that heaviness into the back of your ribs. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Give me one more time there, guys. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, draw those shoulders down. Lovely. Now relax those hands back down into the carriage. Palms facing down and release that collarbone. You should feel nice and open through your collarbone now, guys. I want you to focus on where your tailbone is. Now imagine you've got a small grape just under the middle of your back. You don't want to squash the grape, so we're going to have heavy ribs, heavy tailbone, but we're going to have space for that little grape in our lower back. Now, as we go into our pelvic tilts, we're going to think about rocking that tailbone forwards and backwards. So again, we're going to think about our little grape. We're going to elongate our spine lightly into the grape, pulling the belly button in towards the spine. And then inhale, just release back over that little grape, letting the tailbone go heavy. Still thinking about those rib cages, I want you to keep the ribs still nice and heavy into the carriage as we tilt that tailbone forwards and backwards. You should feel the lower part of your tummy muscles becoming active now. You should feel that nice scooping sensation of the belly button. I also want you to bring awareness to your pelvic floor. That front to back muscle, I want you to draw it up into your belly button as you tilt the pelvic bone back. Let's add in our breath work with that, guys. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale to tilt. Inhale to release. And again, exhale to tilt. Inhale to release. One more time for me. Nice deep breath in. And exhale to tilt. Inhale and release. Just bring awareness into your body again. Tailbone heavy, rib cage heavy, collarbone open. Be aware of where your body is in the carriage. Okay, so let's go into our side lying series. I recommend a head block to come onto the headrest, or if you want to, you can simply fold a towel just to support your head so that your neck is nice and neutral. You're going to come down to one red spring, or if you are quite strong, you can take it to one red and one yellow. Place the head block onto the headrest and come down onto your side. You're going to keep your underneath leg straight underneath the foot bar. Your top leg is going to come onto the edge of the foot bar. Now it's really important that your heel is connected. Your toes do not need to be connected to the foot bar. We want hip, knee and ankle all in a nice straight line. Shoulders are down and away. Your underneath arm wraps around and takes hold of the handle. Top hand is coming onto the shoulder block. Nice deep breath in to prepare. I want you to exhale, press away, and just hold it out there for a moment. Let's think about what's happening with our pelvis. I don't want you to roll forwards or back. Make sure you're nice and stacked on your hips. I then want you to lengthen out of your top leg a little bit more so we get this little space on the underneath side of the waist. I also want you to make sure that your bottom feels like it's in the center of the carriage, so your head and your tailbone are in a nice straight line. So we've got nice open collarbone, little space on the underside waist, nice neutral pelvis, heel is nice and connected into the foot bar. Okay, so let's bend in and exhale to press. Inhale in and exhale, press. Make sure you keep that tummy nice and controlled. Those ribs are pulling in and back. We're not allowing the tailbone to stick out. We're going to keep the tailbone, if anything, slightly tucked under. Okay, let's press out and hold it out. You're going to keep your heel on the foot bar, but just rotate the toes up to the ceiling. Bending in, exhale to press away. Inhale in and exhale to press. Now again, it's important to think about your pelvis in this lateral rotation. As your knee is up to the ceiling, we're not letting the hip rotate back. That hip bone is still facing straight forwards. Okay, let's draw that carriage back into the stopper now, because we're going to come onto our toe. We're going to go knee down, heel up in our medial rotation. Okay, so tummy in. Inner thigh on the underneath leg is still nice and connected. As you press away, allow the knee to rotate down, inner thigh, round to the outside of the glute. Again, think about your pelvis. Do not let the pelvis roll forwards. Keep that hip bone back. Tummy in. Inhale in. Exhale to press. Inhale in. Exhale to press. You're going to give me 2 more here. And last one. Good stuff. Okay, so bringing the knee back to neutral, we're just going to bring the foot back in line with the sitting bone. This time we're going to keep the heel a little bit higher. Okay, so we're going to be on our tippy toe. We're going to use our calf, our quad and our glutes a little bit more this time. Again, keeping our little space underneath the waist. Hand back onto the shoulder block. Lengthen away. Now let's just hold it here for a moment. Let's think about our pelvis, ribs, tummy. The full length of the leg should feel nice and active. Inhale, bend back in, keep that heel nice and high. Inhale in and exhale, press. Inhale in, exhale, press. Inhale in. Now draw the carriage halfway in only and hold it still. You're going to rotate that knee up to the ceiling, rotate it back to neutral. Keep that knee all the way up to the ceiling, all the way down to the carriage. Pelvis is nice and neutral. Rotate down, rotate up. Give me 2 more. Keep that carriage still, guys. Don't let it go into that stopper. Last one. Come all the way back to your neutral. Press all the way out, hold it. We're going to lower the heel down to the foot bar. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift that underneath leg up. We're working in that inner thigh. Lower back down. Exhale and lift. Inhale and down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Really nice and long through those legs. Don't let the knee bend. Make sure you're just using that inner thigh. It doesn't matter if the leg doesn't lift all the way up to the foot bar. Just a small movement as long as it's isolated into your inner thigh. You should also feel it in the lower tummy. And now just bring that leg back to neutral. We're going to lift and lower the heel. So just connecting up into the glute. Let that bottom lift and lower that heel. Inhale to lift. exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. 2 more. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Last one now. And then lifting that heel, drawing the carriage back in. Okay, so taking that top foot into the strap, grab hold of your big hoop. This time, we're going to place the underneath leg against the silver part of the foot bar. The top leg will come into the hoop. When you're ready, push into the strap and press the carriage away. You're then going to tuck that underneath leg in onto the carriage. Okay, so still got our little space underneath the waist. Shoulders and neck are nice and relaxed. We're going to bend forwards into 90 degrees. Exhale to press and reach. Now this movement is coming from your glute. It's coming from hip extension. So don't think about the lower leg kicking forwards. We're pushing back with the heel and opening up the hip. So you want to get this nice connection into the bottom. Exhale to press. Inhale back in. One more time. Exhale to press. Now, we're going to lengthen the leg forwards. It's really important that you think about your pelvis. We're not allowing the tailbone to come with the leg. We're almost lengthening the tailbone behind us as we reach our leg forwards and then squeeze and pull back. You should be feeling this in your bottom now, guys. Your bottom should be feeling very warm. We're reaching back, squeezing. We're going to get the full extension of the hip, so we work into the deepest part of the glute. But remember, we're not collapsing into this lower back. We're still active in the front. We're using our tummy to stabilize. Inhale up and exhale to reach back. Inhale and exhale. Reach it in line with your leg. Now really push into that strap for me. You are just going to lift and lower just an inch for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4, 3, 2 and 1. And then relax that leg. Just let it dangle over the edge of the carriage and just enjoy that stretch into the outside of the hip. Well done, guys. Let's turn and do all that on the other side. Now into our kneeling arm series. I recommend springs either 1 green or 1 red, depending on your strength. And you have the option to keep your bottom down on your heels if you struggle a little bit with your balance. But ideally, I want you to come up onto your knees in front of the shoulder blocks. You're going to take hold of the straps just above the handles where the knots are. Really nice and tall through the crown. I want you to think about the connection of your tummy and your glutes. Even though we're working again into the upper back and the arms, I want you to think about the stability of your body as a whole. Even if your bottom is down on your heels, think about the position of your rib cage. Bring the ribs back over the pelvis, nice and tall through the crown. Little tail tuck so you get that nice lower abdominal active. Taking 1 strap in each hand, we're going to lead with that little finger. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to pull those hands to the hips. Growing tall through the crown as you draw those shoulders back. Imagine you're trying to grow out of the straps and then releasing back down. Exhale to pull. Inhale to release. Exhale to pull. Inhale to release. And exhale to pull. Inhale to release. We're going to cross the straps now into the opposite hands, making a nice crisscross shape with the ropes. This time we're going to pull the elbows high into our row. Squeeze those shoulders back. Do not let your ribs pop. You're going to pull that rib in and back. We're really squeezing those shoulder blades together. Get that nice opening of the chest and then release it back down. Inhale this time to open and exhale to release. And inhale to open, exhale to release. Inhale, open. Let's reach back as far as we can and release. Now keep those arms nice and long for me. We're going to just go into a nice thigh stretch. So we're going to stretch just down the front of the thigh. It's really important that the body stays nice and neutral. We do not want to dip into the lower back. So we're going to keep our tummy nice and connected and our glutes squeezing. So as we lean back, arms stay straight. We're pushing the hips forwards just as we lift the chest to lean back. Come up nice and tall. So you're only leaning as far as you get the nice stretch sensation down the front of the thigh. The handles are simply here to help you just with that nice stability and just help you come back up to your neutral position. So we're not using the arms right now. We're literally helping the stretch as we go deeper and deeper. Go as far as you feel comfortable. You do not want to feel this into your knee. You only want to feel the stretch through the front of the thigh. Now, let's combine those exercises. So let's inhale to prepare, exhale to lean, inhale to row. Keep those ribs tucked in, guys, glutes nice and active. Exhale to release, inhale up nice and tall. Exhale to lean back, inhale to row, exhale to release, inhale nice and tall. Okay, if that feels challenging enough for you, just stick with that nice lean and row. If you want to take it a little bit further, let's take it into the back bend. So we're going to exhale to lean. As we row, we will lift the chest up and out of the spine. Come back to the neutral. Release it up nice and tall. So exhale. Inhale, think about growing up and out of your spine. Come all the way back to neutral. Release up nice and tall. Now, we should not feel this in our lower back. We should feel it in our glutes and our upper back. And we should feel the stretch through the front of the thighs. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Very carefully, pop those straps back down onto the hooks and just take a nice child's pose. Okay, so now we're going to take it into our arms forward series. We're going to take our spring down to a yellow or a green, or if you are very strong, you can go to a red. However, I want you to bear in mind that this series does build up. Okay, so you're going to take hold of the short hoops in your hands. Your legs can be crossed or long in front if that's comfortable for you to do so. What is most important is that your spine is completely neutral. You should not be sat back into your shoulder blocks. Make sure there is a little space so you're not tempted to slump down. Really tall through the crown. And again, let's think about that placement of the rib cage. I want you to sit back nice and heavy on your sitting bones. Pull those ribs in and back. Open up your collarbones so we're nice and connected with those shoulder blades into our mid-back. Palms facing forwards. We're going to inhale, lengthen up in line with the shoulder. Exhale to bring them back down. Nice and simple, thinking about where our shoulder blades are as we move these arms up and down. Really draw that shoulder blade down into your mid-back. Keep the collarbone drawing open and lower back down. Just going to give me 2 more of these. And now reach up and hold it there at shoulder height. Bend those elbows back. Inhale, get that nice opening of the collarbone. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then exhale to reach forwards. Turn your palms in. We're going to open wide like a T, but I want you to think about where you're feeling this. Keep your ribs drawn in and back and heavy over that pelvis. Don't let your body rock forwards. Use those chest muscles to bring them back together. Palms back up, bending back in. Exhale to reach. Inhale to open just as wide as you feel comfortable. It doesn't have to go all the way. Small and stable is better than wide and unstable. Exhale to reach. Inhale to open. Exhale to pull back in. Use your tummy muscles. Draw the elbows back in. Exhale to reach. Inhale to open. Exhale to pull back in. Inhale to bend. Now, release the hands back down by your side, thumbs facing forwards. You're going to lead with that thumb and give us a thumbs up in front. From there, little semicircle, down and round, back to your hip. So imagine you're drawing a teardrop or an angel wing. That's the type of pattern you should be drawing with those hands. Now you should be starting to feel warm here between your shoulder blades, not in your chest, guys. That's where you shouldn't be mainly feeling this. You should be feeling this between the shoulder blades, in the upper back. This is about your shoulder blade stability. Let's reverse it. Come out in a V. Draw the hands back together, down by the sides. Inhale out. Exhale back down. Inhale and out. Exhale and down. One more time. Inhale and out. And exhale and down. Now, I want you to lean forwards now, but in your neutral spine. So make sure we're not losing stability through the ribs. You're still keeping the ribs tucked in as you lean forwards. We're folding forwards from the hip joint. We're going to take the hands out and round and bring those tips of the fingers to the forehead. Angle your elbows slightly forwards, shoulders are down. We're going to slide up in a diagonal line up to the corner of your room and then bring it back down. Keep those fingertips touching. We're working slightly into the backs of the arms and the shoulder stability. If you want to take this a little bit further, bend the elbows and bring the hands back to the back of the head. Reach forwards. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press. Now let's keep thinking about those ribs and those shoulders. Don't lose that stability. Think about tucking in the ribs. Just giving me 2 more. And now reach forwards in that nice long diagonal line. Bring your hands out and round in a big circle. And we're going to place those straps back onto the hooks. Okay, so now we're going to go into our plank series. For our plank series, we want to have either a green or a yellow spring on the carriage. Now with your plank series and with core, I need you to remember that lighter is harder. So the less resistance you have, the harder it is on your core. So just bear that in mind when you're choosing your springs for this series. Okay, so now we're going to come into our 4-point kneeling position. We're going to have our hands directly beneath our shoulders, knees will be hip distance apart, and our toes will be tucked under in front of the shoulder blocks. We're going to go into scap slides. So we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, keeping the arms straight. We're going to allow the chest to come slightly down towards the reformer. Then we're going to push the shoulder blades wide apart. You might get a nice little stretch in the back of the neck and into the upper back. And then we're going to squeeze them back together. Let's inhale as we lower. Exhale as we press away. I want you to think about the rest of your spine as well as we move these shoulder blades. Let's think about keeping the tummy drawn in, and the rest of your spine should stay nice and neutral. We are not doing the cat stretch here. Our spine stays nice and still. Okay, so let's bring those shoulders to a nice central point. They're going to feel nice and connected through the armpits. Okay, so we're going to start off by prepping the lower abdominals. Your toes are tucking into the carriage. We are not going to move the carriage. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, just hover the knees 1 inch away from that carriage. Lower back down. Reset those shoulders. Have a little think about what happened there across your collarbone as you lifted those knees. Draw your lower belly in. Exhale to hover. Inhale to lower. Tiny movement, guys, but super controlled. Lifting and lowering, focusing not just on those abdominals, but what's happening in our shoulders and our neck. Nice and stable. Now, if this feels challenging enough, you can simply stick with this exercise. It's great for working into your abdominal strength and your shoulder stability. However, if you want to come up to the next level, just make sure your feet are pressing against the shoulder blocks, setting those shoulders. Exhale, hover the knees. Slowly press out your legs. Little pause. Slowly pull them back in. Lower back down. Exhale to hover. Inhale to press. Exhale to slowly pull in. Inhale to release. Exhale to hover. Inhale to press. Squeeze your bottom. Pull your tummy in. Think of a nice long line from your heel to the crown of your head. Bend the knees in. Lower back down. One more time. Exhale, hover. Press away. Pull back in. Lower back down. Now again, if that feels challenging enough, stick with that level with the nice little break in between. However, if you want to take it up a notch, we're going to do that without putting the knees down between. So, exhale and hover. Press away. Inhale in. Exhale, press. Inhale in. Keep thinking about those shoulders, guys. Shoulders and neck. Ribs pulling in. Bottom squeezing. Let's press out and hold it. Let's hold it there for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Well done. Pull those knees in slowly. Lower down and come into a nice child's pose. Okay, so we're going to take it into our rotation series now. We're going to move the box slightly to the back of the carriage so we've got a little bit more space in front of the box. You're going to bring your springs down to 1 green, or if you're a little bit stronger, up to 1 red. We're going to sit facing sideways to the carriage. We're going to make sure our sitting bones are nice and comfortable onto the box and just lightly cross our legs. If you are not comfortable in this position, you can also dangle the legs over the edge of the carriage. Just make sure you feel comfortable through the pelvis and through the hip flexors. We're going to take hold of our short loop, the one that's in front, the shoulder block that's in front. Place the hand into the stomach with the elbow pressed into the waistline. Now again, we're going to think about our open collarbone. We're always trying to keep this collarbone drawn open. So squeezing underneath the armpit, we're simply going to rotate the hand into the tummy and then releasing it off. Now we want to feel this not in the front of the shoulder, but into the side of the pec, into the side of like your bra line or just to the side of your nipple. That's where we want to feel this activity, just rotating in, just a small movement, making sure we're not moving the rib cage. That's really important here, guys. Making sure we're not shifting through the movement in the upper body. The upper body is going to stay nice and still. Now, rotate your hand into your tummy, turn the palm up and let the elbow slightly turn out now. We're going to lengthen the elbow up towards the ceiling, but we're going to keep the shoulder drawn down. We're not allowing that shoulder to lift up to the ear. Now again, squeezing into that side of the pec, bringing the hand across the tummy. Inhale and lengthen up. Exhale to bring it across. Inhale and up, and exhale to bring across. You'll probably feel this a little bit in your bicep as well, and that's where we should be feeling it, bicep and in the side of the chest. Just give me 2 more there. And last one. Now, bring that hand into the center of your chest. Place your hand onto your heart and then place your other hand on top. Okay, those hands are not going to move. We're simply anchoring the resistance of the reformer. Really tall through your crown. I want you to lengthen up all the way from your pelvic floor to the crown of your head. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, small rotation towards the foot bar. Inhale back to center. Now, where you should be feeling this is in the side of your tummy. So you should feel it here and here. We're working into those oblique muscles, those sides of the waist. Inhale back to center and exhale to rotate. Now, check what's happening through the knees. Is your pelvis nice and stable? Can you feel this in both sides of your waist? Are your knees lifting as you rotate? Let's focus on the movement for a moment. Exhale to rotate. Now, zip up from your pubic bone, that pelvic floor, up to your last little rib in that V line. Release it back to center. Focus on that zip as you rotate. Draw your ribs in and back more. Back to center. Keep those legs nice and relaxed. Back to center. We're going to give me one more. And exhale and rotate. Lovely. Okay, so now we're going to take hold of the big hoop in the outside hand. Bring the elbow into your waist and make sure you have a nice strong fist. We don't want to allow the wrist to bend. We want to ensure we're working into the stability of the wrist as well as into the shoulder. Okay, so elbow is coming into that waistline. We're going to rotate the hand out. So now we're doing those opposite movements. There's a few key points I really want you to focus on here. This movement only has to be small. We don't need to go into a big range. If you want to just move it 1 inch, but you get a nice squeeze in the back of your shoulder and bring it back in, that's absolutely fine. Work with your range. What we do need to note is what's happening through our ribs. Now, you want to make sure that you're nice and heavy on each sitting bone and you're not allowing those ribs to shift away. Stay heavy on each sitting bone equally and draw your tummy in to stabilize. As we have done with other exercises, we want to consider the rib cage when working into shoulder stability. It's very important that we keep focus on this rib cage as we work through our shoulders. Now, turn the palm into the tummy and palm is going to come up, elbow out. Lifting the elbow up to the side, but again, we're not allowing that shoulder to raise. We're going to keep drawing the shoulder blade into our back pocket and bring it across. And lifting up, just working into that outside of the shoulder and into that nice shoulder stability into the mid-back. And release it across. You're just going to give me 2 more here. And last one. And releasing it down. Lovely. Okay, so bringing that long hoop back into our left hand, we're going to bring the left hand up to our forehead, right hand fingertips on top. Now again, guys, let's think about that nice long spine, shoulders away from the ears. We're going to go into some lateral flexion, some side bends. All you're going to do is reach up and over to one side. I want you to imagine you're lifting your last little rib up and over a ball that's sat at the side of you. We're coming up in a big rainbow, up and over, and back to center. Inhale, up and over, shoulders away from those ears, ribs and tummy nice and connected. Inhale, up and over, exhale. And again, you want to feel this in the side of the waistline, just into that side above the hip. And back to center, just one more for me, guys. Inhale, up and over, and exhale to release it off. Okay, so that's us finished on our first side. Now, be sure to reset your box to the other side of your reformer, and we're going to turn around and do all of those again on the other side. This time we're going to take the box short. So we're simply going to turn the box shortways in front of the shoulder blocks and push it all the way up to the shoulder blocks. We're also going to add on one more spring, but that's simply for stability of the carriage. Grab hold of your foot strap and come and take a seat on the box, placing your feet underneath your strap. Okay, so we're going to go into our roll backs. Now for our roll back, we're going to think about activating our lower tummy first. So I simply want you to go into what we call your pelvic rock. You're going to rock forwards and backwards on your sitting bones. We're using the lower tummy. So I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Let's place our hands at shoulder height. You're going to exhale and just literally tuck your tailbone under, scooping your belly button in. Inhale to lengthen back up. Exhale to scoop. Feel that activity in your lower part of your tummy. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Think about the sides of your ears growing up to the ceiling. We're growing as tall as we possibly can. Exhale to scoop, just tucking that tailbone. No further just yet, guys. Inhale and lengthen up. You're going to give me one more. Let's make sure we are keeping that lower tummy nice and active. Inhale and lengthen up. Now, we're going to take it into our C curve. So we're going to tuck our tailbone first, then we're going to draw those ribs in and back as we slightly lean back. So we're not going too far, guys. This is about the depth of this C curve, not how far you can lean over the box. I want you to scoop your belly in. Your rib to hip connection should be as close as you can possibly get it, but we're still keeping that nice long side of the ears. You're keeping it there for a nice deep breath in. Exhale, keep the roundness, so keep that C curve. You're going to come up and over, get a nice stretch all through the back line, so the backs of the legs, lower back and back of the neck, and then carefully stack back up nice and tall. Let's do that again. Deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, roll off those sitting bones first. Draw those ribs in and back. Nice long sides of the ears. Scoop that rib to that hip. Scoop your belly button into your spine as deeply as you can. Shoulders down, nice and relaxed. Inhale. Exhale, keep that roundness and length as you reach up and over. Stack back up nice and tall. Now, if that feels challenging enough for you guys, you can just keep with the elbows at shoulder height. That's absolutely fine. If you want to add an extra layer, let's reach those hands forwards. Deep breath in. Exhale, roll off those sitting bones, scooping in and back. Rib to hip, scoop that tummy in. Now, lengthen those arms up next to those ears. Rib to hip connection stays stable. Exhale to dive all the way up and over to your toes. Get that nice stretch and stack back up nice and tall. Let's do it again. Exhale to scoop, rib to hip. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to dive all the way up and over. And stack back up nice and tall. Think length through your spine as you come back to that neutral. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale to dive all the way up and over. Stack back up nice and tall. Now you can stick with that, guys, or we can go up another layer. Exhale to scoop, roll it back, rib to hip, nice long back of the neck. Let's take those arms up and then back to shoulder height. And up, keep scooping that tummy in for me, back to shoulder height. And again, let's take it up, let's hold it here, rib to hip, scoop it, go on, hold it for 5 and 4. Keep scooping that belly button in for 3 and 2 and 1. Well done, guys. Reach all the way up and over to those toes and stack back up nice and tall. Awesome work. Now again, you can bring your hands back to shoulder height or keep them up next to the ears this time. We're not going to go into our C curve this time. We're going to add an extra challenge. We're going to keep our spine in neutral. So this is a little bit harder because we've really got to work into the extensors of our spine. We've got to keep the length. Now, Simple movement. We're going to lean back, making a nice long line, and up nice and tall. This movement does not have to be far. If you are strong enough to take it further, that's absolutely wonderful. But otherwise, don't over-challenge yourself. This is very challenging in a neutral spine. Keep the length. Crown of the head is as tall as you possibly can. And lean, let's hold it, reach as far as you can. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Well done, guys. Come into that nice forward fold, reaching to those toes and stacking back up nice and tall. Okay, so we're going to take it into our front splits series. To set up the reformer for this one, you can have the foot bar set at position 3, or you can also choose to keep your foot down on the platform extender. However, if you are keeping the foot on the platform extender, I recommend keeping the foot bar up, just in case you need it for balance. For springs, I recommend 1 red and 1 yellow. If you want a little bit more stability, take it up to 1 red and 1 green. Okay, so coming into our kneeling position, we're going to take our foot up onto the foot bar in line with our hip. We're going to start with our thigh stretch just whilst we get our legs just ready for our splits. So let's take our inhale, reach that back knee back. Exhale to lengthen from that front leg. Inhale to hold. Exhale to come back in. Inhale, back knee back. Exhale to press it back. Inhale and exhale. Let's just have one more of those preps. Squeezing, lengthening from the back leg. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so let's start taking it now into our front splits. So we're going to think about bringing our body weight into this front leg. Again, we're keeping our spine really nice and neutral. So we're going to shuffle onto our front leg and lift our back knee up. Back leg wants to be nice and strong. Make sure those toes are tucked under in front of the shoulder block and your heel is really pushing into that shoulder block. Nice long spine. We're going to keep those hands down to start with. We're just going to come nice and deep into the hip flexor stretch and then lengthen a little bit from that front leg, just from where you know you feel comfortable that you can draw the carriage back in. Remember, guys, what is really key is to ensure that we're not lifting the bottom up. We're not pulling in from the back hip flexor. We're pulling in from the front hamstring. It's this front knee now that is bending and stretching. The back leg is merely an anchor. Okay, if this feels challenging enough for you, you can simply stick with this one. Just get the strength through the legs and the pelvis. If you want to come up, you can bring those hands up. If the balance is enough, you can stay here. Otherwise, let's take it out. Exhale to press. Inhale back in. Nice and strong in the back leg. Keep that pelvis nice and neutral. Long spine. If you want to take it deeper into those splits, you can, guys. Go as low as you feel comfortable. Back in. One more time. Exhale to press out. Inhale back in. Lower those hands down carefully. Bend the back knee. Bring that knee back down to the carriage and release the foot off the foot bar. Let's just bring that into a nice little shell stretch. And just release off across that pelvis. Deep breath in and then stacking back up nice and tall. Okay, so let's turn and do that on the other side. Okay, so I want you to come into a nice mermaid position. Your sitting bones nice and heavy onto the carriage. Now ideally we want to tuck the closest leg to the shoulder block back, and then the other leg is just going to tuck in front. If you are not able to do this movement, you can simply cross your legs in front in a crisscross, or even dangle your legs just off the edge of the reformer, but just make sure you feel comfortable through your pelvis. You're going to have one red spring on the reformer and your foot bar is going to be set to position 3. Making sure that you're nice and heavy and the ribs are back over the pelvis. We're going to reach the hand closest to the foot bar, just to the very front corner of the foot bar, and we're going to rotate and have a little look behind. Sit really tall through your crown, guys, and just be aware of your hip that's closest to your shoulder blocks. Make sure it stays nice and heavy into that carriage. We're going to deep inhale, and then we're going to rotate, bring that hand to the back of the foot bar, scoop your tummy in, and we're going to push the carriage away. As we do so, we're going to thread that outside arm underneath the foot bar arm. Reaching across, get that nice stretch in the rotation. Deep breath in. Exhale to come back to center. And then inhale to open. And exhale to thread. Inhale, pause and hold. Exhale to open. Inhale. And again, exhale to rotate, thread. Ribs really drawing in and back. We're drawing that belly button into the spine. And opening up. And reaching really tall through the crown, guys. Shoulders down, tummy pulling in. We're going to place that hand now into the center of the foot bar. We're going to inhale, lengthen the outside arm up. Exhale to reach all the way up and over. Now let's be aware of our shoulder placement. You want your shoulders away from your ears, nice long neck. Keep that closest sitting bone to the shoulder blocks nice and heavy. We're getting that nice stretch through the outside of the body. We're going to inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, take hold of your front shoulder block. Foot bar hand comes up. Inhale, exhale to reach all the way up and over. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale, reach, pull those ribs back over your pelvis, guys. Shoulders away, connect underneath your armpits, think length. Inhale up, exhale down. We're going to think length through every part of the body, including those fingertips. So really reach the arms, really reach the fingers. Inhale up and exhale down.